Yo, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Goodfellas Podcast. It's your boy Dougie. I got A. Will and I got the newlywed. Five, Mr. Bailey.
What's going on, man?
How you feeling, man?
Cool, I'm just recovering, man, you know. They say you in that marital bliss. I'm just enjoying my time off work. Gotta go back tomorrow. Ask me how I'm feeling tomorrow, I'll let you know.
I got you. Hey, Will, how you feeling?
Good, man.
Covered yet?
75%.
75, about 80.
Long weekend, so.
Yeah, you did. A lot of celebrating going on this weekend. Before we get started into all the sports stuff, man, if you're wondering why I have on this fly jacket, it is because I am still activated from Saturday. All right. Hey, Will, you go ahead and let the people know if they need a tux.
Oh, yeah.
Where they can go in the city of
If you
Chicago.
need a tux in the city of Chicago, check out GQ Gentleman on 71st and State. Ask for Eric Knowles and tell him Aaron sent you.
Yeah, you're right.
Very good dude. Set up me and my groomsmen, as you can see, very nicely. Good service, great product. Everybody go check them out, most definitely.
Reasonably priced.
And it's yours.
I get to keep this.
You get to keep it.
I get to keep this.
No returns.
Yeah.
I get to keep this. So, let me go ahead and get comfortable because we got a lot to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Cole, KOD. Just want to know. Muscle.
You watch too many times?
Muscle.
You watch that too many times?
Come on, man. I got to stay clean.
And you said choose wisely. You ain't choose the size wisely.
This is a large, bro. This if I stand up, we Gucci. Just got to let the arms, work the whole Hogan. Let the python show. All right, so first thing we going to kick this off with today is Magic Johnson. So he went on First Take. It was yesterday, right?
No, 2 days.
2 days ago?
No,
that was
Monday.
yesterday. That was yesterday.
It's only Tuesday.
Sorry.
They
Talk-
running into each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So he's talking about why he left the Lakers. Talked with Stephen A. Smith, with Max. He had a lot to say, man. A lot of people just, he was bashing them. Basically saying he felt backstabbed by Pelinka. He felt like he didn't have the power that Jeannie Buss told him he would have when they first talked about him being president. I want to know y'all take. How do y'all feel about that interview? Do you feel Magic,
I feel like Magic should have expected that. And he kind of touched on it in the interview himself when he said before he accepted the job as the president of the Lakers, he asked if it was still okay for him to run his other businesses because that's where he's going to make the majority of his money. And although they said, yeah, it was cool for him to do that, he also kind of made mention that he told them when it was no longer fun for him, he would walk away. So that kind of gives you an out. Like, he had two outs before he even took the job. Like, if he was making more money, which he already said he was, but if he started making even more money with his other businesses, he could have walked away, or he would have been more dedicated to those. The other thing is, let's say he got Braun there, let's say he would have got AD there, and he was like, okay, I did my due diligence, I'm done. Like, he would have just left the Lakers high and dry anyway. So, to me, I think he should have expected it coming. And I'm okay with the Lakers not giving him 100% of power, because you can't. I'm not a fan of somebody making decisions and then having that ability to leave. So let's say, like, if he did fire Luke, and he did hire Tyronn Lue because he did say he would have hired him. Let's say he would have did that, he would have pulled off the AD trade, and let's say he would have did another move, and then was just like, all right, I'm done, and walk away. Now the Lakers are looking for a president. They're looking for, all of these other things. So he should have expected it.
All right.
I think some of the things that Rob was saying were true. I don't think he was there enough, as he kind of put to himself. He did say that, I can't be around as much as you would like to, but who likes the boss that's never around?
Nobody.
Nobody. Everybody wants to see your face. They want to see you engaged. You know, you just can't be out for 2 weeks, come back for 3 days, yell at everybody, and then leave for another week and a half. I mean, nobody's gonna respect that. Nobody just likes to be managed like that. I mean, when you're a president, you're essentially managing a lot of different branches and a lot of different departments, because you have the final say so. Also, Magic kind of touched on himself. He said that people told him about Rob. He said he had heard this before he even brought Rob into the situation. Mm-hmm. Rob is this, Rob is that, watch your back. So, you know, some of these things you gotta kind of expect too as well. Magic's a businessman. He's done business with enough businessmen to know that there's gonna be some people out there to get you. Yeah. There's gonna be some people out there trying to take your spot or overlap what you've done and try to pass you up. It's business. I mean, everybody wants to be on top, right? But also, I think Rob, by doing that, is a backstabber too as well. Magic legitimately said on the interview that he told Rob that, listen, I'm only going to be here 3 years. I'm grooming you to become the president. Right. Just be patient. Learn from each other. Let's get the team in the right direction. I bring in the necessary people. I'm the face of people. I'm the face of the franchise. I'll help bring in people, and I bring them in, and then it's smooth sailing from here. If you don't remember when they were even trying to first get AD, sources were saying that the GM for the Pelicans wouldn't even pick up the phone for Rob. Yeah. He said Magic legit had to come back, get on the phone just to get a conversation started. So Rob should have seen that as a kind of a signal, you know. I need this guy, you know. I need him to get me indoors. People have their own egos, so you know how that goes. I also don't like the fact that a lot of people out here are throwing Jeannie Buss just under the bus. Just, no pun intended. No pun intended. But, you know, she is a new owner. You know, she's seen ownership, but it's nothing like being in the active position, making the calls, having people look at you. So, yeah, she is going to bring in as many people, as many basketball minds as she can, so she can learn. Everybody likes to say that ownership, you know, winning championships start from the top, from the bottom, from ownership down. That's bullshit. Look at the Cavs ownership. Yeah. It's always in disarray. It's always in disarray. Always. So, I mean, that's bullshit. I mean, the Warriors are a different cause. They're different. They have great ownership. They have great GMs. They have great coaching. They have great players. Everything kind of fell in line for them, but it wasn't always like that. Yeah. You know? So, I don't have a problem with her bringing in Kurt Rambis. I don't have a problem with her bringing in Phil Jackson. Yeah. I don't have a problem with her, Tim Harrison. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, Magic should have been expecting that. Like, I get it that you and Jeannie are friends, and she should trust you, but at the same time, if you're only going to be here for 3 years, which I'm pretty sure if he told Rob, I'm pretty sure he told Jeannie. Like, you know, I'm only going to be here 3 or 4 years, Jeannie. I want to help get the team back to where it needs to be, and then I'm going to go about my way, and I'm going to let everybody else kind of run the organization. So, yeah, I'm just like you kind of touched on, like, he had to know. He had to know that it was going to be like this, you know. So that's just my take.
I'm going to go back to what you said about Rob being a backstabber. Is he more so, do you consider it backstabbing because him and Magic, he never went to Magic with his concerns? Or because, like, if he would have went to Magic with his concerns before walking around the office and saying, like, he's never here, you know, like, whatever he was saying behind his back, would it have been more acceptable?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they really had established that type of partnership, you know, kind of cohesiveness, like, that should have been an issue. Like, you know, asking, for more help. Like, they say every good manager always says you can never ask dumb questions, right?
Yeah.
So if he asks questions, the lines of communication between him and Magic should be wide open. Yeah. You know, they're both new to the positions, right? You know, Rob was an agent. Yeah. Magic just as a player, a former coach too as well. And he's a businessman. I mean, he doesn't really know how to run an organization, so to say. He knows how to invest, and he knows how to kind of push push the right envelopes and get the investors in the right way. That doesn't mean you know how to run an organization.
That's true.
So my thing with it is that if you're Magic Johnson, the Lakers needed a full-time president. Magic Johnson was not available full-time.
No.
He was part-time. That was never going to work. Like, I didn't know that until he got on First Take yesterday when he said, like, well, you know, my other endeavors, I'm not going to always be here. Like, dude, what do you expect? And I find it funny how he could have come on First Take, and he could have came on First Take today, tomorrow. I find it kind of funny how he came on the day that they had the press conference with Frank Vogel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was well calculated. Magic knew exactly what he was doing. You know, so, I mean, to me, I just think Magic set himself up for failure taking a job that he knew he wasn't going to be 110% fully committed to.
But but like, let's go back. When Magic first came on as a president, he always said, like, if I'm not able to turn this thing around in 2-3 years, I'm gone. So he, like Five was saying, everybody knew it was a 3-year thing. So they brought Magic on for one purpose and one purpose only, to land a big time free agent. They landed one. You know what I'm saying? They probably would have got another one if they would have got a meeting. Mm-hmm. So he would have potentially been able to land 2. Or maybe he, like I said earlier, if he would have been willing to part ways with Brandon Ingram a year earlier, maybe they would have had Paul George first and then been able to sign Brown the next year. That would have been year 2. If I feel like there might have been a little bit of sabotage within the Lakers organization why the AD trade fell through. But I think, like, if Magic would have gotten AD at the trade deadline, he could have potentially said, "There go my 2, I'm walking away." Mm-hmm. Y'all figure it out. So his whole goal was just to land somebody big to get the Lakers franchise back relevant, to make it look like free agents want to come to LA.
Mm-hmm. So, and then he also admitted to, like, some of the things he did while he was there, like the Brook Lopez. He said he should have brought him back. He said Julius Randle, right? So he, you know, admitted to his faults. But let me ask y'all this: like, with him doing this on First Take, talking about he was backstabbed, he didn't have full control. Like, what does that do with the Lakers and free agency? Does that, you know, you got the Kawhis, the Jimmy Butler, you got KD, Kyrie. Does that, like, do they stray away from wanting to go to LA? Because are people looking at LA as, like, the front office is in disarray?
I actually think it's a good thing.
Why do you think that?
I mean, it makes them look vulnerable, right? Everybody thinks of the Lakers as being this big boss franchise who's won all these championships, who I don't want to give my good players back to them so they can get back to the promised land and be, you know, the top franchise again. Like, it kind of makes them look kind of weak. Like, and I think they might have needed that. Like, and, you know, because I mean, you got the Pelicans owner saying he'd be damned if he trades Anthony Davis there. Like, why? Like, you know, like, why? Like, there's got to be a reason to it, right? And it's not basketball reasons, obviously, because they have one of the best packages that you can possibly get.
Absolutely.
It's all egos, you know. It's all because of the Lakers are this big...
They're the big bad wolf.
Yeah, they're the big bad wolf. They have all these banners. You walk into the arena, they have all these banners, you don't have any. You know, and nobody wants to see that top dog get back to the promised land, you know, after they've been knocked down and they've been down for a while. You want to keep them down as long as possible. So I think this kind of makes them look kind of vulnerable and kind of weak. So I think it may kind of help them with the trade scenario. Now with free agents, I think it's a little bit different. It's going to really take LeBron to really do some heavy pitching, but you know what, though?
He's going to do it anyway.
No, I actually think he wasn't. Like, I think a lot of people are, like, just on the just string of LeBron getting out there. You know, he's always said, I've always recruited. Like, but how hard are you really recruiting? You know, I can see you recruiting hard to get to Cleveland, right? You think, I'm in LA now. I really shouldn't have to. I got Magic helping me out. It's the Lakers who don't want to come out here. Now, your franchise looks in disarray. They look kind of vulnerable. Now you really got to kind of get out there and be out there kind of strong. Like, hey man, like, I need you to come over here. I need guys to come over here and help us get to where we need to be.
Is he gonna be able to do that though with space, like with the stuff he got going on this summer though? Like you think about his schedule. Like I know he's
I
filming.
mean, he gonna have to.
He's
If he wants a free agent to come out there, he's gonna have to. I mean, look, Golden State to get KD there. Who did they send? Steph, Clay, Draymond, Iggy. The coach. They sent the house. When Boogie decided to sign there, who did he talk to? KD, Draymond, Clay, Steph, Iggy. Talk to everybody. So LeBron has to be that guy, whether it's via phone, whether he has to fly somebody where he is, whether he has to fly where they are, whatever the case may be, he has to do that in order to get one of those free agents. Now, if they make a trade for Anthony Davis by July 1st or sometime during free agency, then that helps a little bit. That helps your pitch a little bit more. His pitch is going to be harder at the start if they don't have anybody else. But, like I said, if they get Anthony Davis, it makes the pitch easier, but he still has to be there. And then if they do get Anthony Davis, both of them have to be there. Because now both of them have to sell whatever, picture they're trying to paint for another free agent to sign.
And they have to trade for Anthony Davis before they sign Kyrie.
Yeah.
I think that's a big deal. That's a big thing too.
Sounded like he was like speaking that into existence. Like it was about to happen.
Who?
Did you hear how he said? He
I
said it like with a lot of confidence.
Well,
like he just knows it was gonna happen.
Well, I'm basically saying that between the NBA draft and free agency, they're gonna have about a week.
Yeah.
They're gonna have about a week to make it happen. So, we'll see how serious the Pelicans are, but they might just want to just hold on to it, man. See what else is out there. But to me, they'll be done if they do.
All right. So you mentioned Golden State. They wrapped up. I guess you could call it a playoff series. I don't know what to call it, but it was a 4-game sweep.
More than rap.
Games 2 through 4, Portland had a 17-point lead. Blew it every single time.
Like leading game 1, too.
We all know Dame had fractured ribs midway through game 2 that he'd been playing with. He really didn't have a good series. Golden State defended him well, too. Curry went off. Curry went off. Not only did he go off, Draymond went off. Not only did he go off, because I think they were the first 2 teammates to have triple-double in the playoffs.
Same game, yes.
Not only did they go off, no KD, no Boogie, then last game, no Iggy, but the bench was going crazy. Looney,
McKinney,
Bell, McKinney put him in the starting lineup. Dude, like, they were clicking on all cylinders.
I like McKinney. I like the guy, solid defender. Dame made him fall a little bit.
Chi-Town.
Yeah, they was clicking on all cylinders. 5 straight finals. 5 straight, right? Hasn't been done since the Celtics, since the 50s, 50s, 60s Celtics.
You talking about that a single team was
Yeah,
went
the
to 5?
single team was went to 5. We know Bronze went to 8 straight.
8 straight.
8 straight by himself. He's one-man show. But Golden State, where does that rank them among all-time like NBA dynasties? Because I mean, they are a dynasty.
I think it's hard to say because we never got to see Jordan and Pippen do it. Cause I feel like if Jordan didn't retire,
We'd be saying the same thing.
yeah. I mean, they might have legit. I always say this: if Jordan didn't retire either time, they might have went to the finals the entire '90s. The entire '90s.
I ain't gonna argue with you on that.
I mean, and I honestly, and I said this when you last week when you had your GOAT talk. I feel like if Shaq and Kobe never broke up, they might have went to eight or 9 straight finals.
They went to 4 straight.
Yeah, they might have went to 8 or 9 straight. Because when Shaq was in the decline, Kobe was on the rise as far as his prime was concerned. So I mean, it's hard to say. They're up there. They're definitely in the conversation. It would have to be top 5 to me.
Okay.
As far as like where they rank dynasty wise. This man, look, I give up saying that if the Warriors lose this person, they vulnerable. If they lose that person, I give up. I'm no longer like I don't even want to hear that argument no more.
It's really hard to say that.
But you know why it's hard to say that? Because the Warriors, like they're role players, their whole team. They do their job.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less. They do what they are supposed to do. They don't try to make the hero play. They don't try to do something that they're not accustomed to doing. They run the play and they stay within whatever they have practiced and whatever the coach has instilled in them to do. And to me, that's what all dynasties have had. They've had players that, okay, I accept my role, I do it, I'm okay with not being the star or the starter or, you know, getting the in-game interview. It's just like, hey, y'all need me to rebound? I'm a rebound. Y'all need me to just put back? I'm going to just put back. You need me to come out here and set screens? I'm going to just set screens. And to me, it's nothing wrong with that. Like, more teams need to adapt that. And I think that's why they were able to, when Portland got up 17 3 games in a row, they were able to just stay calm and come back and win. Because there was no panic. Like, there was no panic in no player on Golden State side. No panic. Even the role players. Like, typically, you will see, like, when a team is down big, somebody always tries to be the guy that starts to run, like, be the spark plug. Like, oh, I'm finna come in, I'm finna get the steal and make this amazing dunk, or I'm finna hit the toughest three ever. Nah, Golden State just comes down there, run their offense. They miss, it's okay. We just get back on D, get a stop, come back, run our offense again. Oh, we hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, whatever. I mean, for real, look at it. They never panic. Like, at no point in time in that game did they panic. But Portland on the opposite end, soon as the game got tied, Portland started just jacking up threes. They just started throwing them up. Dame shot a three. CJ shot 2 threes. Somebody else shot a three. It's just like, bro, y'all no longer running y'all offense. Y'all panicking.
Championship DNA. Can't teach it. What you got?
I disagree with that. You can teach it, but you have to have the right players on your team to accept that.
I mean, yeah, but they got a system though. Like, so they don't, at this point, they don't have to teach. Like, you don't at this point, they've stopped teaching championship DNA. It's just who they are.
No, but what I'm saying, like, when they get new, like, think about it. McKinney wasn't on their team last year. So he doesn't have championship DNA. But the one thing McKinney does have is he does his job. McKinney does not come in there and do anything that he's not supposed to do. Sometimes he's wide open in the corner for a three, and he will still swing that ball the other way because that's what the play calls for. And you may see Draymond go up to him and be like, shoot that. Like they're still teaching. They're teaching the new guys. Like for the consistent ones, no, they're not teaching them, but they're teaching the new guys that they're implementing into their system. That's dangerous.
5.
They play the best basketball I think I've ever seen in my life. I mean, their system, they play like a 7th grade like Catholic school. And you just don't see it very often at that level. I mean, swing. I mean, they're literally out there like they don't have no shot clock.
Yeah.
And I think you don't see it at that level nearly enough as you should. Like the Curry play, the one Curry play that everybody talked about yesterday was incredible.
Yeah.
Like incredible. It should have been a turnover. It should have started off as a turnover. He drives to the hole. He tries to dump it out to McKinney. He gets tipped. He gets it back. He swings it out to the left wing. He dives back to the right wing for a fade all the way from the left corner. Doesn't get it. He goes Draymond the corner. He circles off the Draymond. Doesn't get the handoff. Keeps moving. Stays on the back line. Should have had a backdoor layup. I think it was Jacob Evans. He should have just passed to him right.
Say that name again.
Jacob Evans. They had Jacob Evans in the game yesterday.
Who is that?
Jacob.
Yeah, he's speak.
Jacob Evans, that's all.
I think it was their first round. I think he was actually their first round pick this year.
Jacob
I believe.
Evans is in the game in
think
the
he was
Western Conference Finals.
I think he was their first round pick this year.
Shout out to Jacob Evans.
Got some tick. Should have had a backdoor layup. It gets swung back to the top of the key. He fades back to the left wing. Pump fakes Dame. Dame flies by and he gets a wide open three. Like, you just don't see that. Like, you don't see that. Like even like Rip Hamilton and like Reggie like weren't doing that type of stuff. Like, they had direct line, like, you know, coming off screens, or they'll keep moving, come back, you know, rescreen, or come back around to the other wing. Like, he moves from the baseline, from the wing to the other wing to the other baseline, back to the other wing in a 24-second shot clock. And you just don't see people have the patience to do that. And they continue to make the right pass. They make the right pass that leads to the correct pass. And I don't think you see that enough too. Like, Draymond, if you want to count hockey assists, Draymond probably would get 20 assists a night.
Man, listen.
Like, he makes the next pass for the right pass
All the time.
all the time. And Iguodala too as well.
Everybody's always moving, because in order for Curry to get open, like, you got to be constantly screening. Like, because sometimes you don't even know, and they like where he's gonna go. Like, in that same play he was talking about, like, he was like everywhere.
Everywhere.
He was everywhere.
Yeah.
So they just screen. Like, as a defense, dog. Like, I pray for you. You know what I'm saying?
But see, I think that's what, like, to Five's point, that's what makes them so tough. Like, everybody is always moving, and you don't see that on other teams, because on other teams it's like, okay, our play only calls for us to run this screen, like set this screen, this one screen, and the person is supposed to be open. Well, teams in the NBA, they watch film. Like, they know they're, okay, they about to go set this screen, he about to come off this, like, you either going left or right, that's it.
Yep.
If we want to send you one way, we're going to send you one way. And then what typically happens is, the person come off the screen, they don't get the ball, they just stop.
Yep.
They just start drifting to a corner or to a side. Like, it's like there is no more movement. Like, movement is stopped. What do we do now, coach? Like, but in Golden State, they constantly moving. And they have, so like you said, we were talking about last night, they got two shooters that constantly move. And the argument we was having yesterday was what? Who moves better without the ball? Clay or Steph?
And that's hard, man.
Zach said he would love to see those guys play in that system, you know, where the court was completely open, without anybody double team the low post.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man. That's why Boogie essentially made them like the most unstoppable team. Because when you talk about DeMarcus Cousins and single coverage, like that's lunch meat. That's lunch meat all day. I mean, because you can't double off anybody.
But does the double team even matter with them? Because they are unselfish enough where they will accept a double team to make a pass, to make another pass. Like, so to Five's point, Draymond will accept a double team to pass it to somebody else that's not going to shoot it. Just to, like, how many wide open dunks do Golden State get
Oh my God.
a game?
That's the most. I think that's the most underrated part about their offense. Like, they probably not only lead the league in probably open threes, but they get the most layups and dunks you're probably ever gonna see.
And they be wide open.
The slip screen is always open because of how dangerous they are, how dangerous their shooters are. And you talking about the Loonies, the
Bales.
the Bales of
Bogut
the
caught a
world,
left
the
hand oop yesterday. Did you
Iguodala.
see him? Did you see him?
I mean, Iguodala literally lives at the rim for lobs now. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we're talking about, they use him like how they used to use, they used to use somebody else the same way. Well, even when Livingston was younger, like,
Oh, yeah.
Livingston would be the lob guy. Like, and they would just throw it up to him. Oh, how they use McGee? How they used to use McGee? So they would just put McGee on the short corner, screen and roll for Draymond and Curry. You're gonna double team it, or you're gonna switch it, and then it's Lee Curry on the island with a big guy. So you're probably gonna double team it. He dumps it off to Draymond. Now you in
No man.
Now you in no man's land. Now it's like either I come up to Draymond, he throws it up to McGee, or he gets a layup. So I mean, you damn if you do, damn if you don't. That's what makes the offense so hard.
Let me ask you this, man, and I wanted to bring this up. Curry averaged, Jesus Christ, 36 and a half, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. It's the best series I've seen Steph Curry play.
Yeah.
It's the best series.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna get y'all take on that.
No, it's the best series.
Best series he's ever played.
Yeah.
I think he needed it too.
He definitely needed it.
I think he did.
He was playing bad.
He didn't play good the first 3 games of that Rocket series.
No, he didn't play good until that final quarter
Game
of when KD went out.
What was that, game 5?
That was game 5.
Yeah,
He
game
played
5.
good in game 4.
That was game 5.
He had a good game 4. That was a game
No,
after he had a
game
really
4.
bad
Game 4 was when he missed
Yeah.
a dunk and a layup.
No. Game 4 is
That was 3?
Game 4 was when KD missed a 3 to go into OT.
Oh, he played.
They
all
both
right.
played. They both played
right.
good that game. They both played good that game. They just got out. They just got outplayed. But that game was kind of the warm up game. But I think he kind of needed it. He needed it. I mean,
Man.
he kind of, to be honest with you, like he's been smacking Portland around for years. Like if you want to say like how Russ is saying he's been busting Dame ass for years, like Curry really has been busting Dame ass for years. But he does it in the correct manner. Stays within himself. Never talks shit. And he keeps everybody, mannered. Like there's no need to let Dame know that I'm out here getting 40 on you, and then you gotta wait. Now you waking him up, giving him an extra reason.
That shot at Russ.
Yeah, it's an absolute shot at Russ.
Oh, bang, bang.
Absolute.
I agree. Sometimes
He did wake him up.
Yeah.
I mean, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He did wake him up. But you gotta know like what's at stake and know like where we're at in the season too. Like this is not the regular season. If you did that in a regular season game, alright, cool. But if you gotta play a team 5, 6, 7 games, like you don't want to just
You don't want to wake up
the
and sleep.
Yeah, you don't wake up the beast. Like, and he did that, and Dame hasn't played well ever since.
Yeah.
Like he had one good game versus 2 good games maybe versus Denver.
That we were used to accustomed to him seeing.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the series he wasn't that good, and he wasn't that good at all this series.
Nah, he was terrible. He was terrible.
But he needed that. They needed it. But one thing I will say is though, they keep talking about getting healthy, like, and they know they need everybody.
Yeah.
They
See,
know.
I don't know if they are they gonna get healthy though. Because if when they came out and said that Boogie, who tore his quad, was closer to coming back than KD, who supposedly just strained his calf. I don't know if KD is coming back.
It's a possibility.
I don't know. Like, I think something is wrong with the calf muscle that they are not letting out, and they just keep like saying, "Oh, it's a strain, it's a strain, it's a strain." Kind of like Bron's groin, right? Like it was just a strained groin. He would be out 10 days or whatever the case may be. Like I think they're playing it like that. They don't really want to say what's wrong because they don't want to necessarily. I don't want to say deflate their team, but like like. Take the air out or make people feel like, oh well, Kevin Durant ain't coming back. Look, this is how we gotta focus on.
Get their confidence up.
Yeah, because when you sitting there wondering like, okay, like you said, every game that KD don't play, Portland need to win, right?
They could win you one.
But that's how everybody's gonna feel.
That's how they gonna feel. Like we got every game he's out, we gotta play. But if we know he's not coming back at all, okay, well we got a game plan around this team right here. Like it's a different ball game.
They got 9 days, so
I
they got
think
9 days to get healthy. So
We are about to get hit over the head with a full Golden State team.
You think so?
For the NBA
They
Finals.
got 9 days.
They got, dude, KD, once they start playing, KD will have been out for what? That is what, 2?
That's
probably about
2 weeks?
Probably about 18 days.
Dude,
That's not enough though.
it took him, I think they just waiting, man. I just think they waiting
He
because
hasn't
they,
done any basketball activity, right?
One thing I will say is Cousins been traveling with the team,
Yeah,
so that tells me that he's really close. Like,
he's definitely close.
yeah, when you not just focusing on rehab and you traveling with the team, that tells me that you almost a full gone ready.
when he hurt himself earlier in the year, did he travel with the team?
Who?
KD, because he had the same injury. I would want to know that if he traveled with the team.
No, when Curry and them was going crazy for
He
them
was
couple
out. He was
games,
out for a week.
Nah,
He ain't traveled with the team. So
it was only like 2 games though,
I just think we about to get hit over the head with like.
and I think one of them was home actually.
Okay.
One of them was home.
I just have a feeling like all of a sudden like we've been seeing them. We saw him fully healthy until Boogie got hurt. Then we saw KD go off. Then we see KD get hurt. We see Stephen Clay go off. I think now we're gonna see what everybody's worst nightmare is.
But you know what's before we go on, you know what one interesting stat was that Curry said in the interview after yesterday's game? He said that Curry's been out 12 games, 12 playoff games. Over these years, he said Curry has missed 12 playoff games. They won 9 of them. So that to me like tells me like it ain't like everybody. Okay, so kind of deviate from what we're talking about, but everybody keeps talking about it. Does KD really matter, right? Are the Warriors that great, or or is just KD just a piece just to make them just unstoppable? Like, but I don't think it's either. Like, I just think their basketball just is that great. Like, it doesn't matter who's out, man. It really don't matter. Like, I get it that their record says that they're this type of beast and whatever. But I remember when KD first got injured last year, and they had a meltdown in Minnesota. Do you remember that? And they went back, they bashed the refs. They bashed the refs in the press conference. They all got fined. Like, every single one of them got fined. I'm talking about Clay, Draymond, Iguodala, Curry, and Kerr. They all got fined because they had lost 4 straight. Like to me, like, their basketball just is that good. When they start to focus and they don't turn the ball over, that's the thing. When they get loose with the basketball, that's when they become beatable.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're not gonna press up on them, if you're not gonna make the game physical, if you're gonna try to pretty basketball them and beat them like Portland tried to do, because I did not see not one hard foul during that series. I didn't see one guy get bumped. I didn't see nobody on the floor longer than they need to be on the floor. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. Like Cleveland played the most physical basketball I think I've ever seen with Golden State. And they've come close, a few times. They won 2 games, they've won 1 championship. Yeah. And then they just added KD to the team, so that just kind of made them a little stop. But even some of the games, like Cleveland should have won. I mean, Cleveland should have won at least out of the 2 years, the last 2 years they played them, Cleveland probably should have won at least 3 games.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe 4.
I agree.
So, you got ugly the game.
Say like Draymond said, he said, without KD, they're still a great team, right?
Yeah.
He said, we added KD so we could become unbeatable. And he did just facts.
He does that.
Right? So, I just think we're going to get hit over the head. This is going to be like...
I don't like your energy.
I have a quick question.
What's up?
Move on real quick. Touch on real quick, how important is Draymond? The reason I'm asking that is because I can't remember a few years ago, if he doesn't get suspended, the Warriors have won, the last 4 finals? It was a 3-1.
Draymond is very important because Draymond, I have always said, allows them to have another kind of point guard on the court where Curry doesn't have to bring the ball up to initiate offense. Clay doesn't have to bring the ball up to initiate offense. KD doesn't always have to bring the ball up to initiate offense. We've seen, if you watched the game yesterday, Draymond got the ball off the rebound 3-4 times and just pushed it down the court and beat everybody down the court for a layup.
On main baskets too.
But that's what I'm saying. He was able to just get the ball and just push it up court and score on the other end before the other team defense can get set. So he's very important. Five echoed it earlier too. Draymond always makes the correct extra pass. Always. He oftentimes hits the big shot when you leave him wide open at the right time. He might miss that shot all game long. But when it's game time, he wide open, he gonna set his feet, he gonna focus, and he gonna knock down the shot. Draymond is important, man. He's important. I don't care what I hear all the time, Draymond wouldn't do this with other teams. It wouldn't be as effective, but he would still be able to do it. That's the part that I hate when people try to discredit Draymond. No, he won't. It won't equal the wins. No, he probably won't score as many points to get as many assists. But that doesn't take away from his ability to still be able to do the same things. And that doesn't say that he won't be able to do the same things. Because he still will be able to do the same things. It just wouldn't look as pretty or it wouldn't look the same. So that's my take on it.
One of the most complete players in the NBA. I mean, you can't name me 5 players that can do all the things that Draymond does. Not only does he, on the defensive end, not only does he rebound the hell out the ball, does he block shots, does he have active hands and steals, but he can guard your point guard and he can guard your center too. He's guarding guys way bigger than him. I don't know if Draymond has ever guarded somebody his actual height. Has he ever guarded somebody 6'6", 6'5", 6'7"? No. He's always guarding guys 6'9", 6'10", 6'11". He's guarding guards 6'3", 6'2", 6'4". I don't know if there's another player in the NBA who can do that. And not only defend him, but defend him well. Yeah. He's one of the best defenders in the league. And then on the offensive side of the ball, like you said, he can push it in transition. He can get the rebound and go. He's gonna make the right pass. He can dribble drive to the lane. He can finish over guys. He can pick and roll. he can post up a little bit. Like, he can do a little bit of everything. And his game goes unnoticed because of the team that he plays on. He plays on the team with 3 other Hall of Famers, maybe 4. And he gets overshadowed at times. But Draymond has always been this type of player. Like, always. Like, they talked about Jay Morant in the NCAA tournament getting a triple-double. Guess who the last NCAA player to do it? Draymond Green. Like, Draymond Green has always been the type of player who can do a little bit of everything. Like, and he's always been a point forward. Like, so this is nothing new. And just like Draymond says, like, I wouldn't say I'm nothing without these guys, but at the same time, they do make me better. And they're supposed to, because they're that great. And you have to capitalize on it. And not many role players or not many star level players, as you want to, if you want, whatever you want to categorize Draymond, like, can do that. Like, there's so many players out there who probably have the same type of skill set that Draymond does that don't capitalize because they don't know how to use it.
Mark Jackson said it one of them games. If Draymond was in shape coming out of college, he wouldn't have been a second-round pick. If Draymond didn't have a rap on him that he was lazy, he wouldn't have been a second-round pick. So that just tells you how good he is and how important he is to the team.
He's MOP, wasn't
Yeah, I think so.
he? Yeah. Come on, man.
When Draymond is not focusing on the refs and he's focusing on playing basketball and letting everything else take care of itself, everything y'all said is 110% correct. Like, and Draymond said it himself when he started, like, stopping worrying about. He said he was whining too much, he was doing too much, and not wanting to focus on his play. He's zoned in now. Like, the proof is in the pudding, man. Was it 2 straight triple doubles?
Yes.
2 straight triple doubles.
3 in the series, though.
Yeah.
3 out of 4. He actually said his mama and his wife told him to stop whining.
Dude, like, and that's a lot of the rap that people have with him. It won't even be like he ain't even that good. It'll be like, oh, he crying. He talks too much. I mean, trash.
That's
talk
the
is
only,
what he
that's
do,
the
man.
only knock I got on Draymond. He talks too damn
It's
much.
a player you hate playing against. It's a player you love to have on your team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's their Joe Kim Noah or Dennis Rodman type player. Like, you love to have that guy on your team, but you hate playing against him.
So let's go over to the Portland side. Got their ass clean swept up out of here. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. What do they do for next season?
Get healthy.
Right?
And I think they need to look at how Golden State was able to beat them in the sense of they blitzed Dame and CJ all game long. They took the ball out of their hands and they forced their role players to beat them. 5 did say that. 5 did say that. So we gotta get kudos to 5 because 5 did say that Golden State, that Denver. So 5 did say Denver should have won and Denver would have won if they would have took the ball out of Dame and CJ's hands like New Orleans did the year before.
I mean, they laid the blueprint down for everybody. Like, all you had to do was go back and watch those. What, they beat them in 5? It was a sweep. Well, watch those 4 games. They taught you literally how to beat that team. Like, and I don't get why other teams weren't doing it.
New Orleans did differently. Drew Holiday literally locked up Dame.
No. You didn't watch that. You didn't watch that series. You didn't watch that series. Listen, there was no.
They took the ball out. Like, Dame was coming across court and having to get that joint up.
Listen, there were times where Dame was dribbling 40 feet from the basket, just cross half court, and was just dribbling and setting up offense, and they would just send another guy.
Yep.
They would just send another guy. They'd be like, dude, just pass the ball to Minu or pass the ball to Harden.
And you know, Portland set that super high screen.
Yeah.
And every time they set that screen, they was doubling that screen.
Just double it. Dude, that's why Miles Leonard had 25 in the first half.
I think that screen is like the most. Like when you see that blitzing, don't set a screen. Don't set a screen. Don't bring another defender. Don't walk your guy into a trap. And then the screen be super, like some of them screens, like Portland was setting, was like super soft.
But they just setting it with the wrong guy too. Like, to me, it should be like ET should be setting that screen. So, which they tried to do in the fourth quarter a little bit, but ET just was making bad decisions. But it should be a guy like a Draymond. Like, if you know they're double teaming, like, don't send your big sluggish center down here to set the screen.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna catch it and just automatically look to swing it. Like, no, you have to set that screen with a playmaker.
But do they have? So that was gonna be my next question. Like, does Portland have outside of Dame, CJ, maybe Rodney Hood, do they have any other playmakers?
That's what Nurkic.
That was just about to say.
That's what losing Nurkic played a big role.
But even if so, I thought about that. But even if it was Nurkic, right? Who would have been guarding Nurkic? Draymond, more than likely.
Yeah, if they play small. Yeah, you're right.
So now you got Nurkic bringing Draymond up, and potentially Draymond and Clay is setting a trap on Dame.
You just got to lob it over.
With Nurkic though, what we saw a lot during the regular season when they played is Portland was able to just dump the ball down to Nurkic.
Yeah, but it was a blitz coming on.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
No, and he was getting money.
He had some monster games versus
Yeah, so that they was missing an entire and they couldn't go to. They didn't have nobody to go to with that. You know what I'm saying? So, to your point, I think they got to get healthy. Stotts just got an extension, and we talked about it yesterday. Dame is looking like he's gonna get that supermax 4 years, 195
5
years.
So with that being said, though, when Dame's extension kicks in, they're gonna have to downsize some of their salary. They're already over the cap.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to get rid of Evan Turner
Bye.
or Miles Leonard.
Bye.
But who do you replace him with? I mean,
They'll find somebody.
we talking about them adding playmakers to their team, but how do they add playmakers with no salary? How do they add a really good playmaker
I
with
think
no
you
salary?
I think that's where you start looking at different, maybe Aminu need to go. My man's gave you 11 minutes last night, one rebound.
He was ineffective the entire series.
11. He played 11 minutes, gave you
They
one.
didn't have any trust in Aminu this series.
Bad matchups.
They stopped playing
I
Canada.
actually like Aminu versus them though.
Stop playing Canada.
I really do like
They
Aminu.
but see, I think they had to stop playing Canada.
Couldn't defend anybody.
Well, that and I think the whole Ramadan thing was
Yeah,
getting
he
to
probably,
him.
yeah,
That's
he
tough.
probably was done. Yeah,
That's tough. He probably had zero energy. By the time the sun goes down and he can eat, he can't really eat on the sideline. So
Can't drink water.
yeah, that's tough.
I would agree with you.
That's tough. That was tough.
I agree with you on that.
So I just think they gotta get healthy, man. Get healthy, and like I said, they gotta work on their offense. They have to be able to find a playmaker that can catch the ball and, like Fi say, not just look to catch it, turn, and pass to somebody else, but catch, turn, and make a play.
Gotta be a threat. Gotta be a threat to either score or to pass.
That just made it that much easier for Golden State to defend.
It really did.
Predictable.
Really did.
And super predictable. Think about it. You got Leonard catching the ball, setting the screen. He's catching the ball in the middle of the floor, and as soon as he catches it, he's like.
That's why he just had to shoot it this last game. He just had to shoot it because nobody was even rotating to him. So he was like, man, I got to shoot it. I got to see if I'm going to make him now. And he made a few.
But look, in the second half, after he scored 25, how many points he scored in the second half?
Scored 25 in the first half. Ended the game with 30, so he only scored 5 points in the second half.
So Golden State made one adjustment, and then the man just went back to his old self.
And one of the dunks was off a fast break.
It sure was.
In half court.
Sure was.
Dame don't move without the ball. You ever see Dame move without the ball? As soon as he passed it, he go stand up in the corner and let CJ.
Well,
work.
they run like a little swing flex type of offense.
Yeah, and if he don't get it right then, he gonna just come right back to the top and just get it in like a handoff.
I mean,
It's nothing complicated.
Do y'all think that Dame settles some for that long 3-point?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He just
absolutely.
makes it until this series. Maybe it was the ribs.
Oh my god.
Was it the ribs?
No, it wasn't the ribs.
Was it the ribs? Yeah. That's why Paul George said what he said. It was a bad shot.
It was a bad shot.
It was.
He was right.
That definitely was a
He was
bad shot.
right. I mean, he was right.
He hit a bad shot.
I mean, as much slack as we gave him, it was a bad shot. I mean, he shot a 40-footer for game.
The percentages was in his favor though.
It was
Right, I don't care how many times you hit that shot in practice. That's a bad
No, I'm
shot.
talking about in that series.
It's a bad
outside of
shot.
30 feet.
It's a bad shot. Right, that man settled for that shot. That's a bad shot.
And did you see Draymond? Okay, so we talked about how Draymond makes running plays, right?
Yeah.
So when Dame gets that offensive rebound at the end of that game, and they needed a 3 to tie, I believe.
At the end of which game?
In the last game, game 4. Just
Okay.
this last game. Dame caught the ball. He turns, right? He kind of dribbles back to the 3-point line. He turns. Draymond immediately says, oh my God, he's finna shoot this. And runs up on him and scares Dame, and then they kind of backed out. And then that's when he drove to the wing, and that's when the ball went out for Clay when he tried to go. Like, those type of plays made Draymond.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that Dame is finna
shoot.
As soon as he gets behind his line, like, it's going up. Like, I need to get up. And Iguodala did the same thing in game 3. Like, I mean, game 2. That was game 2. He pressed up on him.
Yeah, when he stripped the ball.
Yeah. He was like, and Clay did it. Clay did it in the regulation. Man, I'm picking dude up at half court, man.
Hey,
That's all Paul George had to do.
That's all on Paul George.
I mean, it's still a bad shot.
But they learned from Paul George, though. They learned from Paul George. Like, he kind of set himself up kind of for it because now they know it's coming. So now we know it's coming. So we're gonna try to make it drive.
He knew it was coming.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make it drive.
So we're gonna switch gears since the Golden State Warriors already in the finals waiting on their opponent. Bucks Raptors 79-71 right now. Raptors are winning.
Real quarter.
It is the third quarter, 5:25 left. The bench is playing well. They got 28 points from their bench right now. They've only played 8 guys, but Powell 10, Ibaka 12, Van Vliet got 6. Lowry's leading the team with 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Balanced amount of shots. Nobody on the team has taken 10 shots yet.
Just the blueprint to winning at home.
Middleton's having a good game. He's got 23.
What Giannis got?
Giannis got 16, 10, 4, but he had like 12 and then 10 or 11 at the end of the first quarter.
11 at the end of the first.
Yeah. Bledsoe, I mean, come on, he's doing what he's been doing. No show. 3 points and 2 rebounds. He's shooting 23% from the 3-point line in the playoffs.
What'd you say earlier?
He don't need to take another 3 for the rest of the playoffs.
George Hill's just playing well.
I mean,
he's getting majority of the run, so
it ain't taking that much to play better than Bledsoe, though. Even though Hill has been outstanding, but it ain't taking that much to be playing better than Bledsoe at this point.
Yeah,
but
it might be George Hill might be the second best player. He might be playing the second best out of everybody.
Because Middleton's been struggling up until last.
It's up until today.
Yeah,
it's up until today. I mean, and he was forced to play well last game because Giannis fouled out.
Gang, still plenty of time left. I told you I was gonna happen, man. Golden State is gonna this is gonna be a long series. I think Toronto is gonna extend. I think they're gonna win tonight. Originally I had it going 7. I still think it's gonna go 7. I still think Milwaukee will win, but like I knew this was gonna happen. Like, come on, win 2 Golden State sweeps. Hey, we chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody rested up.
It's not good.
Do you see my vision now? Do you see it? Do you see it?
I don't like your answer.
I'm just saying, man. I knew it was gonna happen.
That's not good.
I knew it was gonna happen, man. It's just.
I'm starting to think you're the closet Warriors fan.
I'm not, man. But I just see it happening.
I think you're the closet Warriors fan.
Like, I just see it happening. Like,
at least 5 is honest than being a Warriors fan.
I'm not, but I mean, I just see them getting healthy at this point.
Not a Warriors fan.
I don't like y'all energy.
I'm a fan of how the Warriors play basketball. I'm not a Warriors fan.
I don't like y'all energy.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. It's not looking good for, like.
But you know what? I will say this. I mean, I know we're not saying it looks good, but if the Raptors can continue to play like this, balanced, and get
not 1,000% Kawhi,
like they can beat anybody. They really can beat anybody. I mean,
so are you ready to change your pick?
No, I'm not changing my pick. What I'm saying is they can beat anybody. I still think Milwaukee will win the series. Like, I just
still got them in 5.
I think Milwaukee could possibly win this game still. Okay. And I thought they should have won last game.
Yeah, they should have.
I thought they should have won last game. This series should be 3-0 right now. We should be almost talking about Cancun. Yes. So, I mean, they got lucky. I mean, I shouldn't say they got lucky. They won the game. The Raptors won the game.
Yeah.
They won the game.
And they had to win it with Lowry. He found out, fourth quarter?
He made 5 minutes ago.
He had to play good today.
But Giannis also fouled out. But Giannis also fouled out in the
OT. Was it OT?
I think it was in the first OT. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, now you're down. Now you got your best player, and then they have their second best player. And then, so it's kind of uneven a little bit towards the end. But they got it done, though. They still could have lost the game. I mean, that doesn't mean they had to win. I mean, they still had to go out there and win the game. But I still got the Bucks in 5. 7-point game right now. So, with Raptors playing pretty well, and it's still a 7-point game. That's not good.
Not good.
It wasn't good last game. You just got to win, man.
You do.
You just got to survive the advance, man. It don't even care how you win it. Like, yo, we won. Like, yo, like, you just forget. You almost got to just you got to forget it. Like, yo, all right, that's in the back of our minds now. It's 2-2, whatever the case may be. Move on to the next one. Because, yeah, I think it's going to be 2-2. Milwaukee's going to go up 3-2. 3 up, and then it's gonna be game 7.
So everybody just gonna win all the home games. That's what you're saying.
Way to go out on a limb.
Home court
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah, it's about to. Milwaukee gonna be turned. It's only a 2-hour drive. Y'all trying to go?
They just went up 12 that quick.
They just went back up 12.
Yeah. Milwaukee is a 2-hour drive.
Who's a better matchup to beat Golden State?
Definitely the Bucks. Just because they play kind of similar. They don't have the ball movement that Golden State has, but they play as a unit. They defend. They can get to the rim. They also shoot the shit out of the 3.
Yep.
So I think the Bucks have the best chance of beating them.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah. especially if KD is out. If KD is out, I actually think they need KD to beat both of these teams.
I would agree.
You can't have Giannis and Leonard out here just playing free basketball. Like,
They got to guard somebody. Right?
they really do. I mean, because just think about it, like, they don't have KD, you're gonna have Leonard on who? Clay. Or you put him on Steph,
But Danny Green on Steph.
or you put him on McKinney, you let him rest.
Don't put Danny Green on Steph Curry, okay?
And Giannis, like they just don't have a player that can guard Giannis.
Yeah, they don't.
They really don't. I mean, I love Draymond to death, but Draymond don't stand a chance versus Giannis. And you saw, if you watched them play in the regular season, you saw it. Like Draymond had troubles with Giannis. They did split though, I believe. I think Clay went off the second game in Milwaukee.
What do you think about the
Because
job?
I didn't have my fan do it.
What do you think about, you talking about Draymond sticking Giannis? What do you think about the job Kawhi did last game? 'Cause they showed the stats with Kawhi sticking Giannis, and it was.
He switched on and off. Like, he did it with Middleton, but this is what happens. Like, right, like you put him on Giannis and then Middleton goes off.
Mm-hmm.
So now you damn if you do, damn if you don't.
I'm living with that though.
I mean, he's got 23, 6, and 4 right now.
But what do Giannis got?
He's got 17 and 10.
You need Giannis got to get 30. So you live with that. You live. That's your plan.
But to me, like,
Because the Greek freak, man, when he going at that,
yeah, if he goes off, they're gonna win by 10 or plus. Like,
Yeah.
I would agree with you on that.
he got to get 30. Middleton, I think, has always got to be that second guy, at least between 20, 22. You know what I'm saying? But Giannis, he's got to get them that 28 to 30 point. You know what I'm saying? So, how you feel about it? Who's the best? Who's the best matchup?
The Milwaukee Raptors.
They gotta combine.
Jesus, they gotta
They
combine.
gotta have Greek freak and Kawhi.
The Toronto Bucks, okay? You hear me?
They gotta combine their team.
Yes. Bro, I just told y'all earlier, I don't care who Golden State doesn't have. Like,
You think they can win an NBA championship without Kevin Durant?
yes. They do their job, period. They have players on the team that do their job.
If they were to win an NBA championship without KD,
It means nothing.
it don't mean
They did it before.
What does that do? What does that do for KD's legacy?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Nothing. Think about it. They won a championship before he got there.
I mean, he killed when he was there, but the fact that they can go and win a championship without Kevin Durant, who's arguably 1 or 2 in the league, however you want to put it.
Look.
Like,
Let's look at it like this, right? Look, they went 5 in a row, right?
Yeah.
They won 1, they lost 1.
1, 2.
They won 2 with Kevin Durant. They potentially may win another one without Kevin Durant. So it'll be 2 and 2. And they would have made the finals 3 times and be 2 and 3 in those finals without Kevin Durant. It doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't hurt anybody. When Kevin Durant was on the court, guess what they did? They won. When Kevin Durant was off the court, guess what they did? They won. Like, it doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't.
Think if they win without KD, he's gone.
You think he leaves?
Yeah.
You think that's a
They don't need that. If they were to win an NBA championship without Kevin Durant.
You think
No,
that's
I'm
the
talking
factor-
about this year.
You think that's the factor for
This
Kevin
year.
Durant to be like, oh, they don't need me. Let me go.
I mean, like,
take my ball and go somewhere else?
essentially, they didn't. If they swept the Western Conference Finals, if they were to win the NBA Finals without KD, no,
I'm gonna get y'all-
because
I'm
it's
gonna get y'all a hot
still
take.
Steph's team.
I'm gonna get y'all a super hot take right now. Super hot take before it even happens. I don't care who goes they play. Kevin Durant, no Kevin Durant, they gonna sweep. They gonna sweep.
Yeah, that's on fire.
They gonna sweep.
I like back a little bit.
Bro, think about it.
I can't say that.
You got Milwaukee with just Giannis. And
I can't say just
and
Giannis.
you got Kawhi with. I mean, you got Toronto with just Kawhi.
These are better defensive teams than Portland. Both of them.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think Portland deserved to be there.
Yeah.
They were only there because of the path that
Can I
they
get
had.
a lighter so I can flick it on the mic?
And they don't have home court against
Wayne, that's your
They don't
Wayne
have home
flick.
court
Yes.
against Milwaukee.
Yes. I'm going to give y'all the Wayne flick, okay? This is hot. I don't care who it is. I'm picking Golden State before.
You taking bets on that?
No, I ain't taking no bets. I'm giving you my hot take.
Yeah, you don't bet on the sweep.
What?
How much confidence you got?
Nobody that kind.
Ain't nobody that guy.
With or without KD, they sweep. I can't say that. Well, what if they get everybody back? Does that kind of mess up the way they play? As far as like ball movement, because like you say, KD's they say
No.
Because Cousins won't play big minutes like that. If he'll play like 15, 20 minutes.
No.
Does that take away from Steph?
Possibly. I mean, but
That's okay though, because he doesn't have to score 36 with KD on the floor.
I'm just saying that because the way they've been playing
He
basketball.
gonna have to score 36 with Boogie on the floor.
He don't, but I mean, I actually enjoy watching this Curry a lot more than when they got like other.
So you want KD to leave so you can see Curry just go.
I mean, I like seeing Curry play like this.
Okay.
Like when he's got when he's really showing because people forgot who he was.
to me, to be honest with you, like, they're at the age now where I don't think they give a shit anymore. They don't care about who's like killing, who's leading in the championships. Like,
They just want to win.
You got to think they all 30 plus except for Clay. Clay's probably 29. Like Curry's 30. Like Durant's 30. Like these guys know they on the wrong side of their career. Like it might not, if they go somewhere else, it might not happen again. Like it really might not. Like so, I don't think he's going to leave. I think if anybody leaves, it's going to be Draymond. Like I told y'all before the last series started, this is the series where Draymond will earn his check, he will earn his money, and it absolutely was. Everybody saw his value, and he's going to be looking for that.
Is he restricted or unrestricted?
He's unrestricted.
So I mean, if you had to
He's
keep,
looking for that money.
I mean, this might sound crazy to some people, but if you had to keep like KD or Draymond, who do you keep?
Keep Kevin Durant. What kind of goddamn question is
The
that?
reason I say that is because
What's in your cup?
the way that team is built, Draymond does so much for them. Draymond does more for them than KD.
But to be honest with you though, like last year's finals and the finals before that too, like they ran this shit out of the Curry Durant pick and roll, and you're dead meat. Like if they wanted to run that 82 games for 20, 25 playoff games, they could get a good shot anytime they want to.
I think the question you should have asked, Doug, was if you keep KD and lose Draymond and Clay, how do you replace those two?
I think Clay will be number one.
Yeah. I agree.
Loyalty,
Yeah.
longevity with the team.
Splash Brothers.
Yes.
I think they keep
No,
that.
They will
but that's
pay
what I'm
Clay
saying.
first.
Okay.
And lately, what they've been, to be honest with you, like I think a lot of people forget, like KD's been a free agent the last 2 years.
He's been taking less.
He's been taking less, and he's always the last person to re-sign.
But so now my question becomes, what if you're Clay and another team offers you, the Clippers offer you the max, and Golden State doesn't? What if you're Draymond and Detroit offers you the max?
I think they're gonna lose Draymond. I think Draymond's gonna ask for the max. I really think. I don't think he's gonna take less money.
I think KD gone.
So, but that's one let's go back.
And you gotta look to see who Draymond signed with too, with Clutch Sports. Look at the deals they've been signing.
Oh, he definitely get the max.
Like look at the deals they've been signing. Like they've been trying to get the most money out of these teams as they can.
So if they don't sign KD, will they be able to give Draymond?
If they sign,
If they don't,
I don't think they could give. I don't think they have enough money to give two players a max contract. They can only give one, I believe. Only give one a max contract.
well, neither of them are up for the Supermax unless Draymond gets on first team All NBA. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
So only got one.
Yes.
I would get that to Clay.
They can't get Clay the Supermax neither. He ain't been on All NBA the last
Even the
2
max,
or 3 years neither. They give him the max. I think they can give 2 people the max. I just think they can't give him the Supermax. And
that max.
as long as Draymond's not gonna win Defensive Player of the Year this year, he's not even in the finals, so he can't get it. And then Clay, I don't think has got the All NBA teams.
Yeah. So man, that's something. And then I look, man, and to me, like KD, man, he's still like sensitive to people in the like. Did you see what Chris Broussard had posted on his Twitter page, and then KD's responded, and Iggy's like, "Bruh, chill." Like I still think in the back of his mind.
But everybody has said that KD is gonna make an emotional.
Yeah,
decision.
I think like.
But he also wants people to know that he's human too. Like he wants to be a part of the normal human crowd.
We get that. He extremely human. Burner accounts.
I mean, yeah, he wants to be a part. He wants to be like us. Like he wants to sit here. He wants to be able to talk shit about whatever is going on, open and honestly, and be able to talk a little shit and defend himself sometimes.
Defending yourself is going out doing what he's done the last 2 years. Your play doesn't. We can't say like, dude, you went out and not only did you go out, you went out and you won Finals MVP. You were the reason that they won the series, dude. Like that says enough, man. Like
I mean, it's easy for us to say though. Like,
but I'm saying
we're not on that side of the spectrum.
But I mean, I look at the way LeBron did. Like LeBron, he always says that first he was playing angry, and then after he won that one, like it was like, dude, like the weight was off his shoulders. He wasn't like going back and forth. Like it was like, dude, I made my decision. I'm happy with it. Like I'm winning games. I'm winning championships. I'm in the finals every single year. Like I validated my decision. KD's validated why he's went to Golden State. Like who cares what the media says? Like they have a job to say that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I think the difference between KD and LeBron though is LeBron failed his first year. And I think everybody forgets that press conference after they lost to Dallas. And he was like, it really doesn't matter because tomorrow you got to wake up and live your regular life. I'm still LeBron James. Like, that was his, for lack of better words, that was his fuck you to everybody. Like, I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Like, you still going to wake up tomorrow and go to your horrible job and be talking shit about me. And I'm still going to wake up tomorrow, LeBron James. I just played in the finals. I'm still a millionaire. I still could do whatever I want to do. And I'm probably going to be back here the next year. Like, Kevin Durant has yet to have that moment. And so I think, like, the reason he responds on Twitter and things like still seem sensitive is because he hasn't been able to deliver that fuck you. Mm-hmm. Like, he hasn't. He really hasn't.
I got a hot take for you. KD leaves the Warriors. He's done winning rings.
I mean, it's very possible. I mean,
that ain't no hot take.
He don't care about winning rings, then he gone. But if he really wants to win, he'll stay with the Warriors.
You know what? I think
man, if he went to the Lakers, you crazy.
They won the ring. I was just gonna say they go to the Lakers. They won the ring.
Don't you be over there and be disrespectful and make me get out of my seat,
He's
man.
not going to the Lakers.
We don't know nothing.
but if he goes to the Knicks and he's able to get Kyrie over there to play with him, like
that's all they got. They got nothing else.
I mean, y'all say that, but I mean, what two in the East is better than them two? Like, seriously, like.
Are you talking about them getting? Are you talking about them just getting to the finals, or are you talking about them winning the ring?
Well, I'm talking about them getting to the finals first, and then you gotta look to see what Golden State does and re-signing their guys. Can they re-sign Boogie? Can they re-sign Draymond? They're gonna lose Looney.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, they're gonna lose
Livingston. Livingston probably gonna retire.
He's probably gonna retire. He's getting old. Iggy's getting older.
He probably gonna retire too.
Like, man, we could be looking at a new look Warriors team. Like, you just don't know how they're gonna look. I mean, they
still gonna look scary because
they were actually probably. I mean, they need those guys though. They need the Iguodalas. I mean, even though Livingston hasn't been playing as great as we accustomed to seeing Livingston play, like they still need those minutes from him.
Yeah. What was that guy you named earlier in the show?
Jacob Evans.
Watch, he's gonna come out of nowhere next year. You're gonna be like, dude, who was this guy? Like, cut it out. I'm tired of y'all saying that. I told y'all, I'm not accepting that more.
They're not gonna get Bogut back. Bogut's probably gonna retire. He's gonna get another ring. He's gonna retire. Like, so, I mean, we could be looking at a new look Warriors team. Like, we don't know yet. Like, so, you gotta kind of hold off. But like I said, KD and Kyrie on the same team, if they can kind of get some other guys and bring some other guys over or make a trade, get an Anthony Davis, like.
Does KD and Kyrie have the personality to coexist?
I would think so. I think they're close enough friends. I think KD is comfortable playing with friends. Like, Draymond is a friend. Like, you still, like, even though they got through in that little fight or whatever you want to call it early on in the year, like, that's what friends do. Like, I don't think people understand that. Like, friends argue like that all the time. Like, if you've been best friends with somebody long enough, like, you've got into an argument with that friend and said something that you might have not meant. Like, it's not always lovey-dovey. Like, no friendship is like that. No ship is like that, period. Like, it's always going to be
Ups and downs.
yeah, ups and downs. So, but he's comfortable playing with him. Like, you know, you see when they got to playoffs, like, you see him double tap him, you see him talking, like, everything is back to normal. Like, time heals wounds, right? So they just needed some time to heal, some time to talk. I'm pretty sure they still laughing, giggling, talking, you know, having jokes, you know, joking around. But I think him and Kyrie kind of have that type of friendship.
I ain't talking about like on the friend. I'm just talking about like on the court. Like we've seen him play with a Kyrie type with Westbrook, like somebody that's ball dominant.
I don't know if I would put them in the same category.
Who's the Knicks coach?
Yeah, they have to find that out. Well, I mean, but
We
you
know
know,
They don't have Fizdale.
Dang, it is Fizdale.
I mean, but
You think Fizdale a bad coach? Or he just
yeah,
had a bad team?
Nah, Fizdale's a bad coach.
Dude, he was awful.
Yeah, he's awful. Yeah, he's awful.
He was awful.
But you can always make coaching changes, though. You can always
Will
make
they,
coaching
though?
changes.
How
I
can you
mean,
say he's awful with a bad
Because
team?
they front office ain't the best neither.
I mean, Dolan already said, like, listen, I'm willing to do anything.
Anything, yeah, he did say
I'm
that.
willing to do anything for these guys. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna basically let y'all come and run my organization if y'all come here.
What makes Fizdale a bad coach? That's one
Dude.
of
His rotations are terrible.
Kenner should have, dude.
He don't put it. He don't groom the young. He's there. He was supposed to be there to groom the young guys. Like first of all, he don't play them.
But
They don't play him.
I mean, to
Like-
Danny's point, he might have been. That might have been the goal. Like they were tanking to get the #1 pick.
Yeah, but you don't tank. But you don't tank to not let your young guys get better. I mean,
Shit, we watched the Bulls tank. They didn't let their young guys get better. They brought up G Leaguers every other day.
I mean, when that was the last. I mean, they also had some injuries at the end of the year too. But look at a team like the Hawks. Like a team like the Hawks, like
They wasn't letting Trae Young play in the beginning of the season.
oh, they let him play. They let him play the last 2 or 3 months. That's why he was even up for Rookie of the Year.
But that's what I'm saying though. The first couple months of the season, they wasn't letting Trae Young play at all. And then, once he got out of hand, they let him play.
I think he played. It was
He just
just
ain't- he ain't
split
played
the
the
minutes.
extended
Yeah,
minutes.
he was.
He was still
he
giving
was playing like 28,
20,
30. He was playing like 20. And then when they got Jeremy Lin out of there, he was playing like 35, which he should be playing. But they played Kevin Porter down the stretch. He was starting games over Bazemore and Prince.
Collins.
Like come on, like they playing Collins down the stretch for 30 minutes. Then he got hurt. And then they kind of shrunk his minutes a little bit. I mean, but they let their young guys come out there and run. And Trae Young just got the most confidence I've seen in him. I've seen out of probably any rookie, to be honest with you. Even
Look
more
at-
than Luka, to be honest with you.
Look at what's another team that was taken?
I mean, look at the Mavericks. I mean, Luka was playing like 38, 40 minutes.
I don't know if the Mavericks was tanking.
Oh, they were tanking.
Like at the end, yeah. but
Oh
I'm
no,
saying,
they was tanking. They was tanking early too.
No, they wasn't tanking.
Oh, they was
early.
tanking. Oh, they was tanking.
I feel like they was trying to win. After they made all them trades, then they was
Oh,
tanking.
they was tanking.
Trade DeAndre, Wesley, they traded
They knew they
Harrison.
wasn't gonna be good. They knew they weren't gonna be good.
all the good players.
But it was I can't think of the team right now. But there was another team I felt that was tanking that wasn't really playing their young guys like that.
I just think Kyrie will coexist better with LeBron because this is just a better fit than KD because they both the
I
same.
just don't think Kyrie likes the dad son type relationship. Like that's the type of relationship like
Him and LeBron.
that him and LeBron had, or like LeBron felt that they had. You know, he felt like he was more. Like they asked him a question about being a dad figure. He was like, man, I got one dad. Like,
I think that was more so in the media though than
That's not
LeBron.
LeBron.
Yeah, I don't
It'll
think
be different
LeBron.
this time around.
I mean, when
because-
LeBron was yelling at him, LeBron,
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Kyrie's been a star his whole life. Like, you got to think about this. Like, Kyrie been a star before LeBron got there.
Yeah.
He a star without him. Like,
But I think-
he don't yell at me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like he Chalmers?
Yeah. Nobody wants to be talked to like they're a role player. Like, like I'm Kyrie Irving. Like, I'm an all-star too.
LeBron had valid points when he was yelling at him. Shit, you can't play a whole game and only have one assist and you the point guard.
Yeah, but nobody can yell at LeBron. Saying like,
Nah, somebody need to. I would be the person.
Boy, and you would be traded the next day.
That's cool.
You would look.
He would definitely be traded.
Somebody got to do it. Somebody got
Hey,
somebody got to be in the history books.
traded before the game was over.
Somebody
yeah?
got to be in the history books, man. Because
LeBron needs Kyrie more than Kyrie needs LeBron right now. LeBron just missed the playoffs for the first time in what?
LeBron was also hurt.
LeBron was injured.
Kyrie is the one getting the humble pie right now because he went off the venture as Batman and it didn't work.
But it's still
And they got their ass kicked and they about to help him pack his bags.
And he played terrible.
They need each other now.
I don't think Bron needs Kyrie. I just think Bron needs to be healthy.
And
They ain't another guy though.
I mean, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
nothing wrong.
You gotta have another guy that can get there.
Yeah. So whether it's Kyrie or whether they get a Kawhi and they still keep Lonzo or like whatever the case is, like
They got enough room for two max?
yeah, they get two guys. Get Mo Williams back.
Let's move on to the next segment. Whatever.
Y'all don't want Mo Williams?
No.
Dude, I was watching some Jordan YouTube
Mo Williams?
highlights. It wasn't even highlights, it was the actual game. But when they was playing Phoenix,
Mo.
that was a good series, bro.
It was.
Hey, Mike was going off.
So much Chuck.
AWF. Oh, what? Barkley was getting good post position. Left hand, right hand. Which one you want?
Call
Hey,
It was a good series.
that was a good series. Mike was dogging their ass, though.
Yeah.
They should have beat him in 5.
Yeah, they got.
They was up 3-1. They should have beat their ass in 5 games. But hey, we take it back to the desert. Go talk. We ready.
My turn.
It's your turn.
It's on you 5.
All right.
Damn, I ran out.
Don't come with the same play now. I'm
You doing 45 and 23, Jordan?
Don't you do it. No, yeah, we don't need another one of those.
Made me think
I
though.
got 45 and 23, Jordan. Which one y'all taking? Nah, I don't.
Playing 45 baseball.
All right.
What about 12 versus 20?
Bucks up a dub. This shit is gonna be a long series.
No, not the Bucks. The Raptors.
I mean, yeah, my bad. Giannis got 23. Middleton got 25. They ain't got nobody else.
All right, hold on. My red phone died.
Hey, applications are open.
Man malfunction.
All right, give me 1 second. Today is basketball.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting home.
Hey man, hit the right side of the phone.
All right, y'all ready?
Cut it. Yeah.
All right, player 1. I'm only gonna give y'all like 5. I'm gonna give y'all five things of a piece.
Just say it. Just say it.
13-time All-Star,
I know who it is.
1-time scoring champion, 8-time All-NBA, 1 MVP, and made the first team All-Rookie team.
Said 13-time All-Star, 1-time scoring champ.
Yep. Player 2. 11-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA, Rookie of the Year, 1 MVP, and first team All-Rookie team.
Scoring. 1-time scoring champ.
Both of them was a one-time MVP.
Both of them 1-time MVP. Yes.
13. One of them Melo.
Nope.
Scoring champ. 1-time scoring champ. 13.
13 All-Star finishes.
Active players.
Nope.
All right.
1 MVP.
I'm gonna look. Scoring champ. I'm trying to think of scoring champs, bro. 13-time All-Star.
1-time scoring champ.
1-time scoring.
Let me give y'all one more clue apiece.
Yeah. 1-time scoring.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me see.
If I give y'all this, y'all gonna get it.
No,
Don't give
don't
it to
be.
me. Don't give it to me.
1-time scoring champ. Wade.
Player 1 is Dwayne Wade.
Okay. We getting somewhere.
We did. That's what I ain't saying.
Yeah, we getting somewhere now.
Yeah, I know who I ain't pick. Off the bat.
Player. Now read the other players. That's again.
11-time All-Star, 1-time MVP, first team all rookie team, and rookie of the year.
It's got to be AI.
We did already.
Player 2 is Allen Iverson.
I was gonna say he
It
giving up.
got to be AI.
Damn.
When he said he won Rookie of the Year, they gave it up.
Hold on, AI only got one MVP?
Yes.
Yeah.
Battle of the shooting guards.
Yeah, more.
Dwayne Wade or Allen Iverson. I will give you the rest of the stats. Dwayne Wade, three-time champion, 3-time All Defensive Team, 1-time Finals MVP.
I don't know why you put Ray in this position.
Allen Iverson, 4-time scoring champion, 2-time All-Star MVP, 3-time steals champion, Hall of Famer.
I want to preface my comments by saying, hey, I was a great player. Great. Changed the game. Culturally, too. Everybody got tattoos.
How many total points do D Wade got?
Region.
No, in his career. You just chill and relax.
Gotta have more than AI.
No, you don't. D Wade is actually kind of low on that list.
Hey, I probably
Yeah,
got points.
yeah. 24,000 career points.
23,164. Allen Iverson has
24,368.
you got 1,200 more than him.
I want to just look at the Waynes because I didn't get to play with LeBron. So I want to think about this. I'm going to go AI. Hey, Dwayne Wade had Shaq and LeBron. Didn't win a ring until he got either one of the players. AI had Theo Radcliffe and Dikembe Mutombo.
You really didn't have a chance to either.
I don't even Kim made like that, man.
He did get to the finals.
I mean, he won a ring in his 4th year in the NBA.
Got to the finals and got that gentleman sweep.
Wasn't even his 4th year; it was his 3rd year actually.
But Wade, yeah.
But D-Wade was a better defender. I played the passing lanes good though.
Damn, he is really freaking.
Hard, it's hard.
Three-time
It's
steals
hard.
champion.
This one is actually hard.
3-time steals champion.
Who? Allen Iverson, 3-time steals champion. Hey, I carried our team to the finals though. Back when the East was hard.
Damn, he is really breaking this down, yeah.
With Theo Radcliffe, George Lynch, Tyrone. Yeah. Ooh, Eric Snow. Oh my God. AI. I'm going AI. I'm going AI. I'm going AI this one.
Hey, Ray, we know who you picked, dog.
I'm going last.
We know who you picked.
I'm going AI.
You don't even have to pick.
I
We
mean,
know who you
I think
picked.
that's a good decision.
Going last.
Who was their second best player?
Who?
Tyler Denny.
Who? Kyle Korver?
They wasn't even in the league yet then.
Exactly.
McKee was 6th man of the year. Mutombo was defensive player of the year. Larry Brown was the coach of the year. Iverson was the MVP.
Think who the second best player in Mutombo?
Mutombo was an All-Star that year.
That all.
But he got traded to Philly after the All-Star break.
I'm just saying.
That all happened in the same year.
Mm-hmm.
MVP, coach of the year, 6 man.
Yo, but they got to the final with Theo Radcliffe.
No, they did not.
It was Mutombo?
It was Mutombo.
I'm gonna take your word for it. I believe you know this.
Theo might have been on that team.
No.
I thought it was Theo.
No.
It might have been Mutombo.
Mutombo. He was getting, Shaq was murdering him.
I know Shaq was killing Mutombo, but who was they backup center?
They had Matt Geiger. You had Ty McCullough.
Stop.
That's when Raja Bell was on the squad.
Making my pick more valuable now.
Rodney Buford. Jermaine
Theo
Jones.
Radcliffe was on this team.
Was he on that? Was he hurt though?
Theo had to be on that team, G.
The 2001?
He was starting
He just
center.
was hurt.
He was
50 games. Let me see if he played in the playoffs.
He might not play in the playoffs.
Couldn't play in the playoffs.
No, he must have got hurt. back
They had Mutombo and Theo
That
Radcliffe?
must have been why they traded.
That's why they traded for him.
traded for Mutombo.
Okay.
Matt Geiger.
Your starting point guard was Eric
Speedy
Snow.
Claxton? Oh, he might not yet.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I did play Speedy Claxton.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I was.
I mean, also, them Denver teams should have been better than what they were.
D-Wade wouldn't have these rings. He never had Shaq.
Lost in the first round, 4 and 5 games.
Whoa.
Denver.
They lost to the Spurs.
Who?
Denver.
What's that mean?
They won game 1 though.
Yeah, that was out of his prime by then.
Huh?
The
Yeah,
first
that was
year,
prime,
not
right?
the
Yeah,
second year.
not the
They got
second year. They got
swept.
swept, yeah.
They got swept the second year.
Yeah,
And then one of the years they made the playoffs, it was like an 8 seed, and everybody in the West won 50 games.
That was a 7. That was a 7 seed. That was Melo rookie year.
What? When everybody in the West won 50 games? Nah.
No, but they was a 7 seed that year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody won 50 games that year.
All right, who you got 5? We know you got Wade.
I gotta go first.
I'm going last.
Who you got? Danny already said he got it.
Yeah.
I got Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, Dwayne.
Here's why. So Allen Iverson played 16 seasons. Only got 8 playoff appearances.
Who was on his teams?
I don't care.
That makes a difference.
Dwayne Wade played 17 seasons. He's got 13 playoff appearances.
How many of those playoff appearances was LeBron?
4.
Only
Shaq.
4 of them.
How many was Shaq?
2.
2.
That's 6. So you got what, 7 with Lamar and just by himself?
Yeah, until he got to the second round with Lamar Odom and Karan Butler.
Wasn't Brian Grant on that team?
Yeah, that team wasn't all that damn good either.
No one good.
Malik Allen, Shannon Anderson,
Oh,
Michael Doliak,
oh,
Keon Doolin,
it's getting worse.
Christian Leitner,
Oh,
Wesley Person.
oh.
Yeah, that team wasn't all that good either. He got to the second round. So I'm gonna go with Dwayne Wade. He played both sides of basketball. He played better defense than Iverson just because of his size. I mean, his size just kind of made him a little bit better defender. I mean, I'm not saying AI was a bad defender, but AI was kind of able to, Wade was kind of able to defend 1 through 3. And I feel like Wade still could score in bunches just like AI could. It may not have been as flashy and it might not have been as often.
Yeah.
But I feel like he had 40-point, 50-point capabilities every night he stepped on the floor. Just my take. And he's a little bit more better winner. Anytime you get to the second round with Wesley Person on your team, you get some props from me. No diss to Wesley. If you ever want to be on the podcast.
That was a diss. Hey, Will?
I am going to go with.
Ooh, I like the long pause, man. I like the long pause.
I'm going with Dwayne Wade.
Oh,
It pains me to say that, but I'm going with Dwayne Wade.
I know it do.
It pains me to
I
say
know
that.
it do.
I'm going with Dwayne
Pains
Wade.
me too.
Ooh. Why you going with Dwayne Wade? Give me a why.
I think you just said it. He was a better winner than AI, and I think Wade was able to adapt to being the Robin of a team and understanding that winning a championship was greater than me being the reason why we won. I think, and like Ray always talks about how like the Denver teams were good and the Denver team should have been better. Like they had the good pieces, but they should have been a better team. I think the one thing that kind of held them back, the one knock I have on AI in his career would probably be, and he could have been lied to, but I just feel like every team he went to, he felt like he was the man. Like I'm still that guy. And sometimes it's okay to have that mentality. I'm still a guy, but it's okay to take the backseat to somebody that just might be a tad bit better.
Man, this Denver team was good, so they got some talent on this team.
They had time, but I feel like him and Melo.
JR,
Keon.
Andre Miller was the backup.
Yeah,
Andre Miller, your backup point guard.
Yeah, they had a squad.
But
But I
team with AI?
Yeah.
I just feel like him and Melo, they didn't mesh well together.
They do the same. They ball dominant.
They got the name. They had Reggie Evans off the bench. This team was actually pretty good.
Let me see this. What you looking at, man?
That's the first year team.
This the first year?
Yeah, that team was really.
I thought they traded.
That team was good, man.
I thought they traded. Nah, Andre Miller was a backup?
It was the backup.
On paper, he was good.
Dougie, who you going with? Allen Iverson? Don't say it.
Dude, I've always said Dwayne Wade is the third best shooting guard of all time. Why would I change my mind now?
Because Allen Iverson is your favorite player.
It's my favorite, but D Wade is the third best shooting guard of all time.
Oh, I'm surprised.
He's the third. I mean, it's not. No, it's not like. I mean, like you look at Iverson, dude. Like when he went to Denver. I always thought George Karl was overrated as a coach. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that, bro.
The biggest problem, like, they lack leadership.
Yeah.
They lack leadership. Iverson was in a new situation. Like him and Melo, like offensively were gifted, but they couldn't get no stops. Like they had all the talent. Camby, I think, one of them years won Defensive Player of the Year.
He did.
He was always one of the league leaders in rebounding. You had Kenyon, which brought toughness. They just didn't mesh it well on the court.
But do you think that was attributed to more so George Karl or just the two stars? Cause I feel like the reason I ask that is because Eric Spoelstra was a coach for Miami. Eric Spoelstra wasn't no big name coach. He wasn't, he worked his way from being the film guy to the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
But Wade would always say, Brian would say as well, like for them to start winning, they had to go on that trip, and Wade had to tell Brian, like, hey man, this your team, you gotta take over. Like, I gotta be Robin, you gotta be Batman. If we gonna win, you gotta be the man.
Yeah, I don't think they ever established that in Denver. I think it was just like, you got it going, take the ball. I got it going, take the ball. Like, because Iverson was still, I think he had a 50-point game with Denver.
Which is fine.
Kind of like a Westbrook Durant type.
Yeah, I got it going, you got it going, whoever got it going. If we both got it going, cool. But defensively, we're never going to figure it out. Because with Philly, the year they went to the finals, he was able to play free and just focus on offense because he had Mutombo, he had Snow, all those defenders. In Denver, he's in the Western Conference. This is when we talking about CP3, Deron Williams. They were winning the division. He was in his prime. So he guarding guys like that now, and he don't have no help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he really out on the island. So, I mean, and then the way he ended his career, like, he went to Memphis. He was lied to when he went to Detroit.
Yeah.
He didn't like D-Wade, like, had a storybook ending, like how you wanted to end a career.
Yeah.
Iverson didn't get that. So, yeah, like, I'm going to go. I think the best thing that happened to Allen Iverson was Larry Brown. I think the worst thing that happened to Allen Iverson was after they let Larry Brown go.
Yeah.
Because they brought in,
coach.
They had Maurice Cheeks, which I like that hire, though.
They had Mo Cheeks.
And then they had a guy who coached Portland, Ford.
Chicago, too. Mo Cheeks from Chicago, too.
Yeah, he coached, what's his name? I was going to say Tom Ford. What's his name? He coached the Blazers the year they, his last name is Ford. Just look up. I can't remember his first name.
I think I remember who you're talking about.
He was there. AI hated him.
He didn't coach that long.
Oh, no, AI hated him. I think that, man, he hated him. But yeah, I got to go D-Wade.
I always thought the Denver teams were more scarier with Chauncey than they were with Iverson.
Better collection.
Iverson was never a point guard. They tried that experiment out, and Larry Brown changed it. When Iverson got to Denver, they tried to put him back at the point.
They had great numbers though.
He's
having double-digit assists for the first
time.
They
would
would
start him, JR. They would start Melo, and you had Kenyon, and then you had Camby. But Iverson is not a point guard. Like, he can create to get other people open, but it's different being able to do that and then being able to actually like set up the offense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like Chauncey.
I agree.
To sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
They were tough with Chauncey. Man.
And when Chauncey
they scared me with Chauncey.
When Chauncey was there,
you talking about Jim O'Brien?
Was it? No. His name was Ford, bro.
That was 04, 05.
His name Ford.
How old was they when he was with Denver? 34? 35?
Nah, he wasn't that old.
He was 31.
Still in his prime, right?
31, 32. Kind of downside a little bit.
Was it O'Brien?
But he had great numbers, though.
I mean, he has Denver numbers. His assists, I think he had a career high in assists with them.
25 and 7 and 26 and 7.
So you put D-Wade on the Nuggets, they better?
Man.
On that team? I mean, yeah, they had J.R. Smith at the 2. Hell fucking yeah.
I'm just saying, take AI out and put
They still not a point guard.
Well, I'm just saying,
You can't. Allen Iverson was not a point guard.
I'm not arguing. I definitely agree. He was definitely on point guard.
Is it Jamal Brown? Was he? Hold on, let me see.
Randy Ayers was the coach.
That's all they coaches? Let me see.
Yeah. Say disappointment and frustration. Randy Ayers became the head.
Chris Ford.
Oh.
There you go. Intern.
He was an intern.
Oh, he hated him. Oh.
Well, he didn't even last the season.
Was that the year he got traded?
No.
Was the year after that?
Because he played with Jim O'Brien the next
He
year.
played 2 more years.
Yeah.
He played 2 more years, actually.
Yeah, 04
And he played like, I look at Iverson, man. He just Philly. After they had that championship, that finals run.
They were bad this year too. They were
They-
33 and 49 this year.
Dude, they had an old Chris Webber, Keith Van Horn. That's when they did get Corver. But
Talent wise, AI was better than D-Wade. AI didn't have, he wasn't as fortunate to have the teams, the coach. He only had Larry Brown. D-Wade had Pat Riley. Eric Spoelstra was a good coach. He had Shaq. He had LeBron, even Lamar Odom before.
I mean, he was blessed to play into a good franchise, but the Miami Heat weren't winners before they got Dwayne Wade either. Like, let's not put that.
Definitely not.
Let's not put that under the microscope neither. Like, they were bad. They were bad for years when Tim Hardaway left and Zoe left. Like, they were bad. Like, there's a reason why they even got Wade. They were bad. Like, he made them winners off the top. Like, it didn't even take a year. Like, they won that year. They got to the second round in his rookie year because of him, and he hit the game-winning shot to get them to the second round. Like, that's just me. Like, I mean, Wade was fortunate, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, he made his own fortune too. Like, there's a reason why they were good, and he was the first cornerstone to that team turning the corner.
And I also will say this, right? Like, to echo that, Shaq was traded to Miami. Right. He wasn't necessarily drafted to Miami. So that just speaks to Miami's front office. The LeBron signing was a signing. And Wade and Bron said it before, like, if another team, like, I feel like if Chicago had enough cap space to sign all 3 of them, Wade, Bosh, and Bron, they might have been in Chicago over Miami. Like, so Miami actually got lucky to get Bron, Wade, and Bosh because they had the most money to be able to sign all 3 of them. So it was kind of a bit of luck behind it, and it was just a better organization. Like, Philly, who was their president at that time?
Pat Croce.
Yeah, like, he was just happy to me, he was just like happy to be doing something. Like, I don't know if he really knew what he was doing, and did he put the right pieces around Allen Iverson when they went to the finals that one year? Yeah, but that was, to me, that was just like lucky. Like, he struck lightning in the bottle.
They lost key players the very next year.
Yeah, he struck lightning in the bottle. Like, and the NBA was completely different back then.
And they won some tough series too.
They did.
They were fortunate to get out a couple of those series.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Indiana. They went 7 with Toronto. They beat
7 with
Milwaukee.
7.
Yeah, like,
Milwaukee, Iverson was hurt for one of those.
Hey, he missed one of the games in Milwaukee.
yeah, I mean, but like, his luck was just on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like, he was unlucky, while Wade was like lucky. But like Fi said, Wade, kind of created that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he came in with promises first year.
Yep. And he made them. He changed the entire culture of the actual team. Like, he made them instant winners, like second round, and then they trade for Shaq, right?
And then they won a championship.
And then they won a championship.
They would have actually, when they traded for Shaq, Wade had hurt his like ribs or something during that Detroit series, and they ended up losing. Then had to come, or I thought they would have won that series that year.
Yeah, so.
Then they had to come back the next year, and they finally beat him. I mean, Iverson, when he got to Philly, man, he got drafted by Philly. He was playing with Stackhouse, Weatherspoon, Derek Coleman. Derek Coleman was a beast, though, but not at that point.
Stackhouse was good too.
No, I'm saying, but it wasn't like, it was everybody just trying to get this. It was like, you know what I'm saying, like young squad.
I'm just saying, D-Wade talent came from himself. His success came from other factors.
But he made his own success. That's what I'm trying to say. He made his own success. Like, he changed the culture of the team. He made it even like, cause Shaq could have went there. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Shaq probably had a no trade clause
Probably did.
in his contract. I'm pretty sure he did. So when he sees that they got this young buck over here in Dwayne Wade, all right, yeah, I ain't got no problem going over there. I'll play with him, and I'll try to take this thing to the promised land.
Was it AI fault that he didn't want that? Did nobody want to play? Did nobody want to play with AI?
I mean, they could just never get nobody, bro. Like,
Was it front office thing?
But I think as front office, and I think it was just the lay of the land. Like, and as far as the NBA is concerned, like you didn't see a lot of big name players move
Around like that.
and team up like that. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Because even
see,
when they
everybody
got-
forgets like
That was different.
Shaq and Kobe. Like Shaq was a free agent that signed with LA.
Yeah.
Kobe was drafted with LA.
They
Like,
got lucky to get him in the draft.
They
had to
got
move up in the
lucky.
draft to get him.
Charlotte trade.
yes.
They had to move up to get him in the draft.
They got like in Indiana, like I mean, even if you want to say Jalen and Reggie playing together, like that was a little bit of luck. Like it was like you didn't see a lot of 1-2. Portland, look at Portland's team. Like Scotty was a free agent. Steve Smith was on the team. Damon Stoudemire was already on the team. Rasheed Wallace was already on the like a lot of them dudes was already on the team, and they just added small pieces here and there. Like it wasn't a lot of player movement, like of big name players like that, where they were actually pairing up to play with each other during AI's era.
But it's crazy though because Wade basically started it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like Wade made his own fortune. Like Wade took something that and he saw what Boston had and he made it its own reality. Like he says, okay, all right, we had a down year. These two guys are free agents. These are my guys, right? Let me talk to them, man. Let me see if this is possible. Like because you can guarantee yourself that Dwayne Wade started that.
Absolutely.
I mean, because if he didn't, they all would have been in Cleveland. Like,
But-
you know what I'm saying? Like, they all would have been in Cleveland. Like, if LeBron started, LeBron was like, hey, I need y'all two to come over here. Like, they would have been like, all right, cool. Let's see how, like, for both of them to come to Miami, like, tells me that Dwayne Wade was the starting guy in all of that. And he knew what it took for them to get back to the promised land and beat Boston. Because Boston was the big bad wolf at the time.
And who put that in their mind? Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett. Yeah.
When he got on the
He
podium,
said it was the best thing that ever happened.
it's the best thing that ever happened to him. If I would have known when it felt this good, I'd have left sooner. Right? Like I would have did this sooner. Like so that I feel like that comment right there alone put it in Wade's mind and say, hey man, listen.
Absolutely.
I agree with y'all, man. D-Wade was probably better. But I'm still going AI just because Detroit disrespected the man. Like 29 years old talking about coming off the damn bench.
Yeah,
for Rick
I
Hamilton.
never agreed with. Where's
That was
Rodney
terrible.
Stuckey right now?
I would have been the
They
same.
was
I'm not
banking on
coming.
Rodney Stuckey.
I'm not even 30 years old yet. Y'all want me to come off the bench?
Playoff run. He had a great playoff run for him.
I went to a Bulls game that year too. Thought I was gonna see AI.
Imagine the Warriors signing KD. And they
I
said,
went
what we
to a
doing?
Bulls game. Thought I was gonna see. He wasn't even on the bench. He wasn't even at the game.
Nope. Disrespected the man.
I almost said something about Detroit, but we gonna keep it pushing. Fuck them Pistons, man. Now I'm supposed to see AI
Man coming off the bench for
See-
17 points.
I mean, boo-boo anyway.
He was still decent with the Pistons, man. No, you know what he said? He said he knew he was gonna be weak when he had to take that number. He said he had to wear number 1. He said he knew it was gonna be. He said I couldn't even get my number. He's like, I knew this was gonna be bad. He said they got me wearing the same jersey Chauncey had. Like,
Terrible.
huh?
Who had it? Joe
Chauncey.
Oh, Chauncey.
Number 1.
Oh, okay.
So now, come on, man. Why would they do that? I don't know who had number 3 though. Was it Stuckey?
Was it Stuckey that had it?
No, Ben Wallace.
Wallace definitely wasn't getting it.
Oh, he didn't earn it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the
He
Raptors
is
right now.
Detroit.
Yeah. So that's a good one. That's good. Follow us. Twitter, Goodfellas 87. That's a 3 instead of an E. Subscribe to our YouTube page, IG Goodfellas Podcast, and shoot us a like on Facebook. Y'all got something y'all want to add?
No. I don't got nothing this week.
And this week, see the final score: 120 to 102.
Yeah.
Kawhi only had 19 points.
It's the formula to win. Role players win your home games. Stars win on the road.
Game still hasn't started.
Same formula, different year. I would like to shout out the missus. Nerd right there.
Nervous side jewelry.
Yeah, I got my new little ice ring, you know what I'm saying? My new little ring, man. You know, shout out to missus. Gabrielle Bailey.
Oh, I saw the name change too, with the quickness.
Name change.
Name change. Facebook. So
We had a great time. Shout out to the Nofos and Homer Glen was where we had our wedding at. Beautiful reception and ceremony. Shout out to my officiant Tony Brooks.
He was off the chain.
He did a great job. Shout out to my groomsmen.
Gang.
Ray Hill was one of them. I got Bo, I got Jeffrey, I got my cousin Jeff, my cousin Manny, my cousin Kevon, and I got Junior. So shout out to them. Shout out to Bride Squad. They was wonderful. Dresses were great. And shout out to the parents, man. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Wells. Shout out to my mom. Man, I could shout out so many other people, man.
Shout out Hot Rod on the ones and
Oh.
twos, baby. Yes.
I could
Q Breeze on the hosting, baby.
How could I forget about my DJ, Hot Rod, Power 92.
What?
Man, he had it lit, man. We got videos, man. I might post one on the Goodfellas page, man. You can see
Come on,
it.
man. I'm about to see this turn up.
And my boy Q who helped host, man. So shout out to them too as well.
Hot Rod is the best DJ in Chicago.
Oh my mama.
Yes.
Great DJ.
Don't debate.
Yeah, that
Over
boy.
lit.
I knew it
And,
was gonna be lit.
last but not least, shout out Jamal's little sister Tia Rose.
Oh yeah.
Graduating.
Tia Rose D, who graduated from Clark, Atlanta.
Wow.
Over the weekend, they had Atlanta lit. So shout out to my D family over there and Jamar and Tia. So that's about it, man. We got Memorial Day coming up. We got Brewfest coming up. So we looking forward to that summertime shout. Oh, and no, I got one more shout out.
Go ahead, man.
My best man Bo birthday is tomorrow. So shout out to
Birthday,
him,
Bo.
man. Happy
Birthday, Bo.
Happy early birthday to Bo. And man, we're gonna have the city on fire this weekend again. So you know, we back at it, man. So
Yeah, I'm fine, man.
let's go.
I'm about to go to sleep.
You get yours already?
My shout out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got none.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you had one.
Who? Hot Rod?
Nah, man, you got one.
I got
I'm
one.
saving you right now. You got one.
What, my wife?
We went to dinner.
Oh yeah, I mean, I said it last week.
Shout
Shout out my
Zed.
wife.
You got to shout out the restaurant, dude.
Oh, shout out Zed, 451.
There we go.
They did bring the lamb. I'm gonna shout out 5 for the assist on the lamb. Cause he told the cook to give it to us. So I'm gonna shout out the cook.
Shout out that lady, man, because she went back there and
She
did
went
that
back there and
herself.
did 2 for us by herself. So I'm gonna shout her out.
The plug.
Yeah.
But you know, happy birthday again to my wife. Chapter 27.
And that Moroccan chicken. God bless
Yeah.
her.
Shout out to her. She had me up every day this weekend. I'm tired. You know what I mean? But yeah.
All right, cool. Booth, what you got?
Man, shout out, man. Shout out to one of my favorite guys. Shout out to Slim Nutty, man. That nigga took the greatest picture of all times, man.
Shout out to my assistant
Shout
cameraman. My
out-
assistant
The
cameraman.
man, shout out.
Shout out me. Shout out to third.
Shout out to
third
Slim
person.
Now. He did take
Shout
the picture
out,
that
man.
everybody stole.
He was out there like
And
TMZ.
everybody,
Man, I was out
everybody
there,
is
man.
using on their pages to
Just
shout.
so y'all know, man.
Shout me and the missus out. So now, shout out to Slim Now.
That picture was taken with an iPhone 7 Plus.
These iPhone pictures take amazing
That
photos.
just want to let y'all know that shit killed the debate between iPhones and Androids. It's
It's over.
over.
A whole nother beast.
It's over.
That's another go talk for another day.
That's another go talk for another year. Good Lord. But yeah, man, I don't think I got any. Yeah, I think that's it, man. Just preparing for summertime shine. So, and still let us know if y'all want us to debate like Go Talk. If y'all got 2 athletes, hit us up, man, on one of the social media sites and let us know.
Let us know.
We will definitely debate it. Other than that, if don't nobody else got nothing else, guess
Hit us
what?
up, man.
We are gonna holler at y'all next week. So until next week, love, live life, and we will be back.